What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I just want to give you a quick market update. I'm going to let you guys know what levels I am currently watching and kind of my thoughts on where I think price is headed from here as we are approaching some really important levels of support. I'm going to let you guys know if I think we're going to hold this support and come up higher, or if we're going to crack this level of support and continue lower, potentially to make some lower lows. So here we are on the Bitcoin daily chart. Now, one thing to note here, granted, we have been talking about this a lot on the channel. So if you are already a member of the CandleMafia, you will know that we've been watching this daily money flow. Now, this daily money flow is looking very bullish with some nice curvature to the upside. Now, your VWAP is below the zero line, indicating that we could have a little bit more room to come down. But with this general curvature on the money flow, as well as your momentum waves making higher lows to the upside, just as long as this money flow continues to curve up, I am feeling pretty good about the daily time frame. Now, moving down to some of these lower time frames, the 16-hour not looking as good as the daily, looking for that money flow crossover into the red. However, your VWAP has been below the zero line for quite some time, so that is likely to curve up to the upside here pretty soon. But all in all, 16-hour is looking pretty bearish with that money flow coming out so aggressively. Coming down to the 12-hour, same deal as the 16-hour, money flow aggressively coming down. So that would be a little bit more bearish in my opinion. Now, moving all the way to the 4-hour, you will see that we did have a confirmed blood diamond here that is playing out. As you can see, we are coming to the downside. Now, just like I said in the beginning of the video, we are approaching an extremely important level of support. And that would be this level here at about $21,541. And the reason this is so important is because this is not just a level of support, it is a value area high. When you pull your volume for this entire previous range that we were stuck in, you can see your value area high comes right in on this level, and we are approaching. Now, I do just want to point out that there are a couple ways that this can go. Let me get rid of this fixed range volume profile tool so we can just kind of talk about the levels. You'll see I do have them marked here: value area high, POC, and value area low. That was for that previous fixed range volume profile. I just drew the line so we can get the tool off of our charts just to clean it up a little bit. But looking here, there are two scenarios that I can see playing out. Now, typically, a lot of the time when you do come out of your value area, and I will just bring up that volume tool one more time so I can kind of show you guys what I'm talking about, because I do like to teach you guys, not just hoard all my secrets and leave you guys a slave to my TA. I like to teach you guys what I do so you can do it in case I can't make a video or something. You guys can catch this stuff as well. But here we go. If you look at the volume profile here, as you leave the value area high, you will notice that new volume, for the most part, was not being created. You can see that you're getting a move to the downside here. Now, this shows that you are getting into lower and lower volume nodes up here. So a lot of times when you leave that value area and you come up, and that new volume is just not coming in, a lot of times you will turn back around and fall closer to that value area. And for anyone who doesn't know, the value area is the range between all of these lit up candles right here. You can see these are faded, and these are lit up. This is your value area. And your value area contains your POC, which is this white line right here, which is simply just the area where the most volume is traded. Now, this is important because the value area is typically where price wants to trade, right? So when you come out of that value area, like I said, if you don't create new volume, you will get sucked back towards that value area. That's why I love these volume profile tools so much, because they are a complete cheat sheet to trading. But nonetheless, we are approaching this value area high. Now, in some cases, we can see this acting as a bullish retest before coming up to potentially higher prices. Now, this is a possibility. However, with the 4-hour money flow coming out so aggressively, on top of the 12-hour, on top of the 16-hour money flows coming down so aggressively, it does look like we could potentially break this level of support and come down lower. Now, if we do break lower, through this value area high into the value area, the next levels I would be watching are obviously going to be the POC coming in at about 20,496. And you do have a little bit of confluence with your trend line right here. You can see, we've held support on this trend line once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. and we've continued higher each time. So if we do get back into this value area, maybe we bearishly retest the VAH and then come right down to this POC again at 20,496. Now, it would be likely to find a bounce here, not only because you have the point of control, which is the area where the most volume is traded, but you also have some confluence with this trend line and that POC, making this a pretty strong level. And not only that, but if you pull a local golden pocket here from the low to the high, from this low to this high, you will see we also have a local golden pocket that comes in at that level, making it even stronger. So these are some of the main levels that I am watching as far as Bitcoin goes. So there are some levels I am watching for Bitcoin. And again, with the 4-hour looking so bearish and the 12-hour and the 16-hour looking so bearish, I do think there is a chance that we can break this level and come back towards the POC. However, now let's go down to some of these lower time frames and see some of the more bullish things that are popping up on the charts. Now, if you come to the 15-minute, you will see that you are putting in some bullish divergences here with higher lows on your market cipher B or your momentum waves and lower lows coming in on your price. Now, typically you will see price react and go to the upside off of this, but with these yellow X's popping up, sometimes you don't see those bullish cases or those bullish setups play out as well as they do without these yellow X's at play. Now, with that being said, you do want to come over to the 90-minute because you will see we do have a confirmed yellow X on the 90-minute, which is pretty bearish in my opinion, as well as on the 1-hour, right? Now, something to keep in mind about this yellow X is it is the first one to pop up. Again, you can kind of see our value area high right here, this level that we are looking to come and test. Being that this is your first yellow X, it is possible that this one can bring you down and we can print another one to come down a little further. If this was a third or a fourth yellow X coming up on the trend, I would expect seller exhaustion to come in and possibly see a decent bounce. But because this is just the first one that we're seeing pop up, I would expect at least one more to come up and potentially push us down a little lower. But nonetheless, you are printing a bullish divergence here. So there is a little bit of conflicting information. You do have your higher low on your momentum wave and your lower low on your price. So there is a little bit of conflicting information here with the bull div and the yellow X. Again, you want to be a little bit careful when you see these yellow X's pop up because sometimes the bullish setups do not play out to their full strength when you have these yellow X's keeping that downward pressure, that selling pressure on the price, right? So this is another thing to keep in mind, but, just in general, 1-hour bullish divergence looking like it wants to print here and confirm. Again, 90-minute pulling some bullish divergences here as well. Clear lower lows with clear higher lows on your momentum waves. So that is looking a little bit better. 30-minute confirmed bull div right here. Now, again, your VWAP is coming down, so you didn't really get much juice out of this bullish divergence. At least as of right now, it's looking like it might just want to roll back over and possibly come test this value area high. Now, before I let you guys go, I am just going to touch on ETH real quick. Essentially, ETH is looking very, very similar to Bitcoin, with the only difference being that you are not getting a lot of these bearish signals on market cipher A on Ethereum, right? No 90-minute yellow X, no 1-hour yellow X. However, your 4-hour is coming out with your money flow similar to Bitcoin. So looking very similar, but I will say that I would say, if anything, Ethereum is looking a little better than Bitcoin, not having those bearish signals pop up on market cipher A. So again, before I sign off here, again, the levels that I am keeping my eye on are going to be this value area high at 21,541 for a possible retest, right? Possible bullish retest before coming higher. And if we wind up seeing that, another yellow X pop up here on the 1-hour or something like that, and we wind up getting pushed through this value area high, I will be looking at that POC with the confluence of that trend line and the local golden pocket in about, I'll just go ahead and range it out here. I'll say, between 20,600 and 20,230, this would be a good area to be looking at for a potential bounce to the upside from there. And before I let you guys go, let's go ahead and check on our current trade here. We are currently in a Bitcoin short, entry price 22,880, only on 2x leverage, pretty small trade here, about $1,000 in on super low leverage, up about 8%. as of right now. Gonna hold this one and see how long we can ride it for. Probably gonna lock in profits here in a little bit and then move our stop loss to our entry price just so we can have a risk-free trade. So guys, I think that's all I got for this video. I just wanted to get this super quick market update out to you guys so you guys can be informed on what I'm thinking about the markets and kind of what I'm expecting. I am leaning a little bit more bearish with those bearish signals popping up on Market Cipher A and the money flow coming out on the 4-hour, the 12-hour, and the 16-hour. Obviously, we can get bounces here and there, but those are some of the things I'm watching to potentially come down further. So with all that being said, guys, I think that's all I got for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Frankie Campbell's out.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go, yeah, we winning by